So I've been in tech for about 7 years now, and I discovered something really interesting. No matter where you start, what stack you use, or what path you take, every single dev I've met has passed through these three emotional states. And in this video, I'm also going to get what stage you are right now. So the stage number one is the I suck stage. This is where every dev starts. You're new to coding, you're picking up tech like stack like HTML, CSS, and maybe Python, and every single thing doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense to you at this stage. You copy code from Stack Overflow and it doesn't work. Your app break for no reason. You see bug and you don't understand. Bugs look like Chinese at this stage for you. You start double guessing yourself. Maybe you're not meant for this. Everybody starts at this stage. This is a stage where you go to code words and you write some solutions and you see people make that same solution you did with 20 lines of code in under 2 lines. I've been there. You scroll on Twitter and you scroll on Reddit and you see people make insane products and insane projects. And you think, how the hell did they do that? How do they do that? This stage is frustrating, it's confusing, and it's filled with a lot of self-doubt. But here's the truth. That's the price everybody pays if you have to be good. You're not bad at coding, you're just new. So after some time, you gradually metamorphose, you gradually develop, and you get to the stage number 2, which is the God mode stage. I'll say this is the overconfident stage. You begin to have overconfidence, you code every day, programming becomes addictive to you at this point. Maybe you start dabbling into things like web scraping, web development, Django REST framework, you start picking up React, and suddenly everything begins to make sense to you. You build full stack application, you deploy it, and it actually works. And you begin to feel, I can build anything. I was there as well. But my path was a little bit different because I didn't start off doing web dev. I started off doing robotics. But in general, these are the paths every single developer I've met passed through. At this stage, you start to think of so many different products. You are working on 3 or 4 projects at the same time. Why? Because you can. Every idea sounds doable in your head. Remember, there's a difference between it's doable in your head than actual reality. Because at this stage, it's you write code every day, your GitHub commit look like a green forest. Yeah, but one thing people don't realize at this stage is you're mostly being driven by dopamine. A lot of the features you actually think of will actually require more and more learning, more and more technicalities than you actually assume. But because of this dopamine in your head, you rush through projects and you try to build them, and most of the time they don't run in the best of its performance that it could be, right? And at this stage, people now start gradually discovering that, oh, things are much more harder now. Start discovering that you want to build things like live chats, you have to learn WebSockets, you have to build things like video conferencing, you have to learn WebRTC, you're serving a project with over thousands of users, you have to now think of sharding, caching, and a lot of technicalities. At this stage, you gradually grow into the third stage, which I call the deep awakening. This is the realization stage. At this stage, you realize that things are not easy as they seem. Remember stage 2, you think everything is doable, and so your confidence graph goes up. At this point, your confidence graph goes back down. It's confusing, I know, but that's the truth that every single developer I've seen has gone through this. You begin to realize that it's not just about building features, it's about scalability. You start beginning to wonder what got you into this rabbit hole. You begin to realize that this field is filled with unending learning. So you learn forever until the day you stop coding. You're going to be learning something, because every single day new technology comes, new shiny tech. But you don't jump into new things because you discover that it's not about tools, it's not about performance, architecture, and scalability. This is the stage where you gain respect for craft that were built that are scalable and serve a lot of users. You begin to understand why big tech companies have thousands of employees working on a single project. And it's not about just solving problems, it's about solving problems the right way. You become more patient, more careful, and more thoughtful, and more logical about the code you're about to write. Instead of saying, can I build this? You begin to ask yourself, should I actually build it? Because if you try building it, you actually build it. but to just probably take a little bit of learning. At this stage, you begin to learn things like why does same websites have different domain? How does that work? You figure out things like multi-tenancy and a lot of things that goes on behind the scenes. So I promise that I'm going to guess what the stage you are currently, and I'm going to fulfill that promise. If you just step take, obviously you're in stage one. If you're anywhere between 1 year or 1.5 year, you're probably in stage one, which is the I suck stage. You know you suck. You probably are. And if you're less than 3 years into this field, you're probably in the second stage, the overconfident stage. And if you're anywhere above 3 years, you probably got into the last stage. If you're over 3 years, you're probably at the realization stage. That's it for this video. Thank you for listening to my rants. I'll see you in the next video. Also, do well to subscribe. Bye bye.